All right, guys, we're back here on Southeastern 16, presented by FanDuel. It is an NCAA Tournament Wednesday as more first four action. The SEC undefeated in the 2026 NCAA Tournament right now. A 1-0 start for the conference, where it just means more. Texas gets a big win in what was a sloppy game against NC State. You're not going to hang that one on the refrigerator, Max. I don't know if they're going to frame that one, but it was still a win and survive in advance. It's March. That's what you do. We'll talk about that before we get into making our official bracket picks for the 2026 NCAA Tournament. We'll also give you some quick thoughts on Auburn winning their first game in the NIT. And yes, we appreciate all you guys hopping in the chat the day before the real NCAA Tournament gets started. But Max, I was thinking about it. The SEC has some investment in these first four games on both days because Texas gets the win last night. Tennessee awaits their opponent a little bit later. So, what do you mean? You're telling me we just got to watch 6 straight days of basketball? Get out of here.
How about that Howard UMBC opener as well? Wasting no time with a little chaos and madness. You felt it. You felt it in the conference tournaments. You had all those one seeds of the mid-major conferences go down. Then UMBC and Howard open up, just going ballistic. 50 points at halftime, going nuts. And then you've got T-Mark hitting tough, contested, some early onions from Bill Rafter. He wasn't there, but I mean, just if that's any primer for what we're in for, this is going to be nuts.
It will be, and we'll quickly drop the link. I know Sam and others are asking for it to the bracket challenge, the Blake Barr official ESPN bracket challenge here. We'll drop that in the chat. Go ahead and hop on in, and we will get to our picks here in a little while. We'll go game by game, our official bracket picks coming up. All right, first, Max, let's talk quickly about Texas getting the win over NC State. You and I fade Blake and Max in full force already, 0-1 to start our picks here.
That's right.
We both picked NC State. I forgot, but then I had to go back and realize we did both pick NC State in that game. So, off to a good start with the Southeastern 16 KOD, which is exactly what we look for this time of year. So, Texas gets the win 68-66. This was what a weird game it was at times. Of course, both teams at the end there. Boy, it was a struggle. Texas could not hold on to the ball, and NC State winds up coming back, and you're thinking, oh, no, not like this, Longhorns, not like this. But then the guy who's probably played more minutes in college basketball than maybe any player in the history of civilization, and that is Tremont Mark. What do you know? Experience wins out here. This guy, an absolute gamer in March, hits a big shot, and, Texas gets the win. It wasn't pretty, but as I said a minute ago, doesn't matter. In March, they advance and will now get BYU in the first round.
One of my original My Guys. We've added a lot to our My Guy list, but one of my originals, one of the first, Kendall Weaver, with a double-double, 11 points, 10 boards, 4 offensive rebounds. The guy was everywhere. There was no stopping Kendall Weaver doing what he wanted to do. Ugly game, but I think I kind of like it. I kind of like it for Texas moving forward. Get the nastiness out. The first game between these two was like 102 to 90 something. And now you get 68-66. Get the jitters out. Get the nerves out. You get your 29% from 3 game out. 5 of 17. Heidi only makes 1 3. Swain and Pope only combine for 2 threes. You don't get a single 3 off the bench. Get that game out of the way. Voki Titus plays 26 minutes, fouls out. You get that game out of the way. I kind of like it for Texas moving forward. Get the ugly one out. Everyone and their mother is going to be on BYU. Debanza's not losing in the first round. We'll see.
Yeah, I think they just needed that one. Remember, this is a team we were talking about. It lost 5 of 6. Yeah, I mean, it's just they needed to get something positive going their way. And I think even if you do it like that, it doesn't matter. Now you're able to kind of reset a little bit. You don't have much time. It's at a 7:25 Eastern tip on Thursday in Portland, so they're going to trek a little bit out there. And, so I think it's kind of one where we've said it. I mean, Texas is just a streaky team, and I think it is what it is. And at this point, you're not going to change this many games into the season, and you kind of saw the streakiness on display in that game from pretty much from start to finish. Got off to a great start. Towards the end there, not so great, but yet I still think they have, like you said, 15 offensive rebounds. The size here with Texas, I think is something just with Vokititis and his ability and all that. It's an interesting game against BYU. We'll give you our full preview coming up of that one here on the channel. We'll do a prediction video as always for that one coming up. But yeah, I mean, you've got two very good offensive teams, and I think it's going to be interesting to see if they can kind of do their thing, get to the free throw line, maybe ugly this one up a little bit, because I think that's probably your best path. But yeah, I mean, you look at the numbers, BYU just simply hasn't been as good without Richie Saunders, and they do have, an absolute electric playmaker, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see in a minute. Maybe we both got Texas back in the Elite Eight or Final Four again, like we did a week or two ago. We were all in on the Longhorns at that point. So,
well, think about it this way. Texas shot 37% from the floor. 37% from the floor they shot.
Yeah.
That's 37% from the floor, 29% from three, and they had a negative assist to turnover ratio as a team. And they won an NCAA tournament playing game.
Yeah, they did.
Probably going to shoot a little bit better next game.
Yeah. So, I think that is likely. So, all right. Anything else you want to add on this one? I mean, I think we'll just kind of discuss it more in our BYU preview, but yeah.
Yeah, no, let's keep it moving.
All right. Auburn played last night in the NIT, and the Tigers had a comeback win. They win 78-67 over South Alabama. What was it? South Alabama was up 11 in the first half, I think, but Auburn with a furious rally, and this is what I love about this time of year, right? And you saw all the stuff on Twitter. Now, I don't love the part about Keyshawn Murphy. That's not one of the parts that I love. But it's when you get a guy like Caden Magwood coming in who hasn't played a single minute since January the 6th, and he comes in and plays 17 minutes and scores 14 points in this game. This is March right here in the NIT. This is March. That is just it's just one of those you're just not expecting at all. But this guy comes out, plays, I think it was third highest minute total of the season. Just an absolute flamethrower here. 3 of 7 from 3. And yeah, it helps Auburn get the comeback win over South Alabama. The Tigers will next play Seattle, who beat St. Thomas last night.
Seattle's not bad. I'm pretty sure Seattle took the Zags to overtime this year. They did.
Top 20 defensive team.
Seattle's not bad. That'll be a nice matchup there. First, I'm watching this game, and I'm talking to my roommates here we had the quad box going on, and I'm going, Overton and Pettiford are a combined, 0 for 10 from 3 right now. This is ridiculous. Overton ends 7 of 13.
And then what happened? Yeah.
Didn't last too long. But yeah. I mean, the shooting start for Auburn, it was cold as ice. There were some open looks. I'm like, you gotta make those. I think that was just a little bit of what we saw yesterday. Texas and NC State, too bad. Well, normally just not too efficient on the defensive end. They don't get out of the 60s. Auburn was 30 at halftime against South Alabama, and then turn it on. I think it's just kind of it's your first game of the tournament on a neutral floor. The sight lines you got to get down and everything. You haven't played in a little while. I think that's normal.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just this isn't I'm not saying this in the demeaning way, but it's the NIT, and you just never know sometimes how teams are going to come out, from a motivation standpoint, especially in this era. You don't know how players are going to react to just simply, again, playing in a game that everyone knows is not the NCAA tournament. And so, yeah, you're always going to have those questions. But, hey, I mean, Stephen Pearl, he mentioned, they're playing because, they wanted to play. And so, so they're going to keep marching on here, and they will play, like we said, Seattle coming up on Saturday. So next round of the NIT there. So yeah, that one's a little bit more intriguing maybe than the South Alabama matchup was, but Auburn gets the win, and they'll keep playing here for now. So, all right. Anything else?
In the first, I'm just looking at the game flow here. I didn't realize how much of a run it was. At halftime, 36-30 or 36-31, and then just like 7 minutes into the second half, 15-5 run for Auburn, and then just never looked back. Just took them a little while to get going.
Just takes you a bit sometimes. Again, especially in NIT games. I've seen this many times. All right.
I can feel a bracket coming up.
Okay. Well, it's almost that time. Are we ready?
It is.
Like, oh man, I told you I filled out my bracket last night, and just disgusted by it. I mean, just truly disgusted by this bracket. I mean, there are no demeaning qualities to my bracket. And I'll be honest, like filling out a bracket for me has gotten, yes, it's like always that traditional thing. You got to do it, right? But
Yep.
I don't have as much investment as I used to in filling out the bracket because I think I'm more so focused on the stuff we have to do from the SEC standpoint that I don't know. It's just kind of one of those where, and yes, of course, the number one rule here, no bracket shaming, as Holly says, Max. Please repeat that while I let Barry in. Our number one rule here at Southeastern 16.
Yes. No bracket shaming. On the contrary to Blake, I view my bracket's success, kind of as my whole year's success. If the bracket goes down, just chalk up 2026, and we'll hope we can get back for 2027.
Oh gosh.
I had a buddy from high school text me this morning about an hour ago. Said, "How you feeling about your bracket?" One word: terrible. I'm normally like a selection Sunday night comes out and I can get a good feel for my bracket. Then maybe Monday I'll do a little tinkering, I'll do some research, I'll try to get the VSIN guide, I'll try to figure it out. I have never gotten all the way till a few hours in the Wednesday and still not feeling like great. This bracket is tough, but we've got it stuck. Not changing it.
All right. Oh, the fact that we can't tinker with this up until like 11:04 Central tomorrow really bothers me that I have to submit this bracket for the group, but that's okay. I'll put another bracket in somewhere else that I'll feel much better about. But
nope, can't do that.
Well, trust me, I'm going to. Just not in our bracket challenge. This will be the official Blake Barr, which is the name of our ESPN bracket challenge. This will be the official brackets that we submit for that one. And so fully prepared to lose in that bracket challenge. But again, till around 11:05, whatever the first tip is tomorrow, 11:10, whatever the bracket cutoff is, I'll be tinkering my other bracket that I will submit to family pools and all this other stuff. So there you have it. And exactly, Daryl with a great point here. Bracket shaming makes no sense. No one has ever picked it completely correct. So
exactly,
there you go.
No bracket shaming here.
Okay, Crystal, there is no buy-in for the bracket. None. The buy-in is
putting your bragging rights.
Bragging rights. The honor system is the buy-in. Your honor, the code of honor, is how you get into this bracket thing. So. Sure. Crystal's saying, do you guys have the Cash App? Absolutely. Send us over a little money. Why not? So, all right. Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
All right. Let's do it. I always like when you go first here because it's absolutely going to sway some of my picks. So.
Ooh, maybe I like EJ's idea right there.
What's Big Gator EJ got? Oh, a little merch for the winners?
Okay. Yeah, a little merch for the winner.
We can probably get some merch for the winner. This is not an official contest, but we can probably do that.
Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger.
I wish we could do this. Like
or what if I just make it my whole screen? Like if I just, is that better?
It's probably fine.
Does that look good? Because I can't see the stream right now.
Well, I mean, it's small here, but it is, I mean, whatever.
Or can I go a little bit smaller?
Let me ask you this question. What do you think about the idea of us alternating each region? So
I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed.
You pick your East region. I'll pick my East region, and then we just go from there. I think it's more entertaining that way.
Oh,
So.
There goes a new tab. Okay. Here we go.
All right.
We ready?
All right. So you're going to pick your East region, then I'm going to pick mine, and then we'll
Then
just
you
keep
pick
going
your
that
East
way.
region.
Yeah. So.
All right. Starting out. Whew. First pick.
All right.
We got the
You got
Dukies.
Duke. All right. What about this Ohio State TCU 8-9 matchup?
Went back and forth on this one a lot, and I think TCU is going to win this one with defense. I like their bigs a little bit more. I'm a big David Punch guy, but this one's a tester. The early game, you got to start out hot, Blake. You can't start cold.
Well, speaking of the tester, how about the 5-12 St. John's and Northern Iowa?
This one's as scary as it gets. I think this is going to be really close. There's a lot of handicappers I like on Northern Iowa spread, but I'm going St. John's. They're hot. They're hot, Blake.
Okay, Kansas and Cal Baptist, the 4-13. Have you given any thought to this one?
I did. Have you seen the highlights of Cal Baptist's point guard? That guy is insane.
Sure.
But he's 5'10". I'm going Kansas.
Wow, height shaming. All right, the 6-11 Louisville and South Florida. Have you changed your opinion on this game? Let's find out.
I have not. This was my team. The Bulls, Brian Hodgson, Mikel Brown, a little bit banged up here. Taking a shot on the 11.
All right, so Michigan State, North Dakota State, the 3-14. Have you given any sort of idea of even considering an upset here?
No, and that's what scares me. Is I haven't even given North Dakota State a lick of respect, which usually is where you get got. But I'm going Michigan State.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, this one I don't think you're changing your opinion on. UCLA, UCF, the 7-10.
Give me my Bruins. I'm loving UCLA here.
UConn versus Furman, the 2-15. We all know what's happening there. I looked at this one a little bit, but just a bad matchup, I think.
Not bad.
Yeah. Okay. Up to the top, you got Duke and TCU. You're going to do it, the 1-9 here?
I think it can happen, but I'm not going to do it.
All right.
I'm going Duke.
Kansas St. John's, I think, would be one of the most anticipated second-round matchups if it happens, the 4-5.
You want to talk about losing sleep. This one's had me just in a nightmare scenario. I'm going St. John's.
All right. There you go. Okay. Michigan State and South Florida, the 3-11.
I originally, gut bracket, had South Florida here, but we've reeled back slightly. I'm going to go Izzo.
We've reeled back. And have you changed your opinion on this next one? UConn and UCLA, the 2-7.
You got to call your shot somewhere. You got to
to
call your shot somewhere.
You got to.
You got to have something different than the rest of the pack.
Uh-huh.
I'm going UCLA on the upset.
All right. So now you're down to your final four in the East, Duke versus St. John's. You've got...
Oh, man. I think this one's going to be... I honestly think the winner of this game right here, the Duke versus Kansas or St. John's, I think they have the best chance to get to the Final Four out of the East. Just because I don't know what the heck goes on with Michigan State, UConn, and UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going Duke here to beat St. John's. Not feeling good about it, though.
And do you have UCLA's run continuing to the Elite Eight?
You know, March is about calling shots. It's about playmakers making plays, and this is what we do. 7 seed UCLA to the Elite Eight. That's my big upset.
All right. And do you have UCLA in the Final Four? Mick Cronin trash talking his way to the Final Four.
I would love to pick it, but I am so uncertain about this little area right here. UConn, UCLA, Michigan State, South Florida. I have no clue who comes out of this. So I have found myself picking Duke to the Final Four, not because I think Duke is going to make the Final Four, but because I can't pick any other team down here, and that's just how it shakes out.
Well, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. So, all right. So you've got Duke coming out of the East, okay?
Yep.
All right. Here we go. Are you ready? Now listen, I have a... So remember, for some reason, I could not... I had to create a new bracket here. So this is the one that'll be officially filed to the bracket challenge, but I did that auto bracket. So I've had to take a screenshot of what I actually have on the bracket I want to use. So I have to refer to some of these picks as I go along here to make sure I have them right. Okay? So here we go. I got
All
Duke.
right, you've got Duke and Siena. He's going
Yep.
Duke. The 8-9, Ohio State and TCU.
I have not given enough thought to this game, but yet I'm sticking with the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Whew.
The 5-12, St. John's and Patino against Northern Iowa.
Sometimes you got to call your shots, and I am sticking with it. I'm going Northern Iowa.
Nice. 12-5 upset. They'll play for Kansas or Cal Baptist.
Kansas. I think I'm pretty in on this one.
The hot pick for the 11-6 upset, South Florida and Louisville.
And this is where there's just a little too much love for my liking for South Florida. It's gotten a little bit too far. When in doubt, fade this sort of scenario here.
Fair.
And I'm gonna go Louisville. I think people are discounting Louisville a little bit. When I look at this a bit more, I just think that there's a little bit of a discounting of the Cardinals right now. Yeah. All right.
Yep. All right. Louisville will play the 3 Michigan State or North Dakota State.
When North Dakota State ruins the bracket here, this is one I've just not even given a second thought to.
Me either.
So, yeah, not even giving
7 UCLA, 10 UCF. Don't break my heart.
UCLA is the pick.
2 UConn, 15 Furman.
Yeah, bad matchup. I'm going UConn. Okay.
All right, back up to the top. The round of 32, we have the Red Hot Buckeyes as the 8 seed against Duke.
Now, we know that everything is trying to get me to pick Ohio State, but as you're going to see from my bracket, and people are going to call me coward and all this other stuff,
don't let them.
This is an official bracket challenge entry. So you're trying to avoid any sort of just complete, just utter ridiculousness, I think, early on. Okay? So I'm going to pick Duke because I don't have a great feel on this one, and this is going to be my formula for a lot of games. Because I don't have a great feel on who's going to win this game, you go with the team that has the better opportunity no matter who the opponent is, and so I'm going to go with Duke. Whew.
All right, we've got 12 Northern Iowa coming off the St. John's upset against a 4 Kansas.
Yeah, I'm going Kansas, and it's the same thing because I think Kansas has the better path.
Yep.
I'm going to be a coward and not go with the Northern Iowa Sweet 16 run. Give me Kansas.
All right, down at the bottom of the East region, we've got the 6 Louisville against the 3 Michigan State.
Same thinking. Michigan State because I don't know who's going to win this game right here. So
Fair. We've got at the bottom 7 UCLA, 2 UConn. They'll play Michigan State.
I cannot believe you've done this to me. I really can't. Yes. I cannot believe if my bracket gets destroyed, which again, I'm not as invested, but I will blame you because this is the game I have put more research into over the past little bit. And I have also made the decision to send UCLA to the Sweet 16. So I don't like it. I don't like it at all because I am with you. I think this right here may be the most chaotic part of the entire bracket right here.
I agree.
I could see so many different combinations from this group right here in this matchup in the Sweet 16, but I'll go UCLA.
I agree.
All
right. So now we are into the Sweet 16 here. We've got Duke, then 1 seed against the 4 Kansas.
Duke.
All right. And Duke is going to play the winner of the 3 Michigan State or the 7 UCLA.
Absolutely just barbaric choices here to try to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick with Michigan State. I don't like it, but I mean, the thing is, here's what I think is interesting. I think Michigan State has the best chance to win their first round game of this group right here. And so I'm like, just take the team that I think has the best, because I could see Louisville losing. I could see UCLA losing to UCF. Take Michigan State to the Elite Eight. And then from there, I also have Duke, and I didn't expect to do this, but I have Duke in the Final Four. So there you have it. Ooh.
Okay. We both have Duke. You got a Duke Michigan State Elite Eight. I've got a Duke UCLA Elite Eight. I think it's safe to say the Louisville, Michigan State, UCLA, UConn part of the bracket has our brains scrambled.
I think that's fair. All right. So Big Baller Brett, Meanwhile, Brett says, now I know I've made the right choice by picking UConn. That's the thing. UConn could be in the Final Four. And
Probably.
I don't know what to do with that group. So we'll get back to that in a minute because we're going to have a few other kind of interesting questions we're going to ask each other and come up with an answer. But for now, we both got Duke advancing to the Final Four. All right.
Yep.
Ooh, this is the one I'm not excited for because we're going to go to the bottom left of the bracket now, Max.
Yes.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this one? Because I'm not. I'm not at all.
All right.
The South.
I don't feel good about the South.
I don't like the South here.
Here we go.
Here we go. Florida. Okay. The 8-9. What's come out of this game? A little more 8-9 knowledge.
Originally I had Iowa. I like Sturts. I like McCollum, and Clemson's got the injury to Welling, so I'm going Iowa here. Not wavering. Haven't put too much thought into this one, to be honest.
All right. Vanderbilt to McNeese, the 5-12.
I'm going Vandy. I think people are they're a year late on McNeese. I think this is Vandy's season.
Okay, Nebraska, Troy, the 4-13. Are you buying the Troy love?
I had Troy on my gut bracket, Selection Sunday.
You did.
The gut has been fixed, and I'm going Huskers to get their first win in March Madness.
North Carolina, VCU, the 6-11. Uh-oh.
North Carolina, for me, is Louisville for you. I think this is the 11 that's gotten too popular, too hot. It's still Hubert Davis with a 7-footer. That's pretty good. Trimble. They got that Bogovich or the international number 44. I'm going North Carolina.
Okay. Fair enough. What about Illinois and Penn? What about Fran? Is Fran going to do it?
Fran is not going to do it. I'm going Illinois.
Oh, come on. The Quakers. St. Mary's, Texas A&M. We did make our prediction yesterday, but as we say, you have the right to officially change your pick up until we submit the bracket. So, you going to change it?
I'm not wagering on this game at all. I think I was originally really confident in St. Mary's, and now I'm down to like a coin flip of confidence. I'm sticking with St. Mary's, though.
All right. Houston and Idaho. Any thought to this one? Probably not.
Nope. I'm going I'm going Houston.
Uh-oh.
No.
So if Idaho wins,
no.
Max knew. He knew. Okay, back to the top of the bracket.
I did see a post that Idaho has the least amount of money on them of any first-round bet. So
I also saw a post yesterday. It went viral about Idaho's basketball facilities and what a beautiful thing they have there. So
sure.
Okay, Florida and Iowa, 1-9.
Florida and Iowa, I'm going Florida, but I do think that game will be pretty tricky.
All right, you got Nebraska and Vanderbilt, the 4-5.
This one stumbled me a lot, but I did a little bit of digging for this one, actually. And I needed something to separate these two teams. I was like, Nebraska's not built to take advantage of the rebounding, and they don't have a high free throw rate. McLaughlin, Okereke, Washington, they're not going to be in foul trouble. But at the same rate, Nebraska's probably shooting 40% from three, and they're going to make 15 of them. Vandy, on the year, against teams with a top 100 3-point rate, basically just teams that shoot threes at a high rate, they're 9-1 on the year against teams with a top 103 rate. The only game they lost was by 1 point. To, I believe it was Oklahoma. So, I'm going Vandy there.
All right. You got the SEC rematch in the Sweet 16. What about Illinois and North Carolina as the 3-6?
This is my I'm doing the strategy if I don't know who's going to win between North Carolina and VCU, so I'm just picking Illinois.
Okay. What about Houston St. Mary's?
I'm going with Fleming's, Houston. So I'm 1-5-3-2.
The rematch, Florida and Vanderbilt in the Sweet 16.
We were sitting there and we were going, oh my gosh, they're making every single mid-range. They're shooting out of their mind. I think Florida gets the revenge.
And then Houston and Illinois, the 2-3.
I spent a lot of time on this one. lot of time on this one, and I think I'm going to go Houston.
All right, the rematch, Florida and Houston in the Elite Eight here in the South. In Houston.
And on the gut bracket, I went with Houston. It worked out for us last year. I picked Houston to beat Florida in the national championship, and the Gators won. I've got my Gators mug right here. And this year, I'm going Gators.
All right, so you've got Florida advancing to play Duke in the Final Four.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's get to mine here, and let me pull up my screenshot.
That's my chalk region. I don't have any upsets in the South.
Region. Okay. All right. Here we go. Back to my part of the bracket here, and let's go. Okay.
All right, in the South, start with Florida, and then Florida's going to play the winner of the 8-9, Clemson and Iowa.
It's going to be Iowa. I feel pretty confident about that one.
Okay. Then we've got Vanderbilt and McNeese, the 5-12. This one's been tough for you.
This is the game I hate the most of any first-round game because I feel like I've seen Vanderbilt Final Four picks. I'm seeing McNeese being picked by people. Like, it's just, this game is just such a problem. So my question has been, do I lean into the whole fade Blake aspect of this, right, and pick McNeese to guarantee an SEC win here?
Yep.
Do I do that, or do I just pick the Commodores to just advance? And it's a pretty tough decision for me because I just hate this part of the bracket. So I'm going to pick Vanderbilt. I don't love it. I can tell you right now.
How close were you to picking McNeese? How close?
I picked him on the bracket last night. When I filled out my official bracket, I picked McNeese. Last night I picked McNeese, but I'm going to change it to Vanderbilt this morning. I don't love it. I don't love it at all. So I'm so undecided on this game. This game is really, I think, problematic when it comes to how it could play out. I'm going to pick Vanderbilt.
All right. After that, you got Nebraska, Troy.
Oh, where's a trash can? Oh, Nebraska. Not much thought given to this because I think this one's just being completely overblown as the upset.
All right. After that, we've got the 6-12 North Carolina VCU.
Please.
Or 6-11. Sorry.
More convinced than before. Give me VCU.
You're sticking with your gut there.
I'm sticking with it. VCU.
All right. Illinois and Penn.
Oh, I wanted to do it for Fran here, but it's not going to happen. Give me Illinois.
St. Mary's and A&M, the 7-10.
I'm sticking with St. Mary's, like we had in our official prediction yesterday.
Yep. They'll play Houston or Idaho.
They will play Houston.
They'll play Houston. All right. And so now we've got the Florida-Iowa setup.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Florida. I'll get to that in a minute.
Florida's going to play Vandy or Nebraska.
All right, so unfortunately, I'm going to go with the same methodology I used in the East because I am so torn on this 5-12 here with Vanderbilt McNeese. I'm going to pick Nebraska just because I don't have as many things that I push back on with Nebraska Troy, maybe as some people do. And I don't know what it is. Like, I cannot get past this Vanderbilt McNeese game. Like, it's one of those that I can see both ways, but I don't have a great read on it like some people seem to. So,
all right, we've got the 11 VCU against 3 Illinois.
And this is where I'm going to go with Illinois. I think initially I picked VCU to make the run, but I'm going to go Illinois.
Illinois plays St. Mary's or Houston.
They will play Houston.
All right, so we are very similar. Well, we got some differences here. You've got Florida, Nebraska.
Yeah, the Gators.
The Gators beat Nebraska, and the Gators play Illinois or Houston.
That's the problem. I don't know who Florida's going to play here. And as you're going to see, that means one thing. I'm going to pick Houston, and then I'm going to pick Florida unexpectedly. I did not know if I was going to do this. But
Okay.
I'm going to pick Florida too. And I didn't think you were going to do it. So I was like, all right, I get to be the guy who says, all right, I got the Gators in the Final Four. Yeah, we saw the SEC tournament game. Get out of here. But I don't. This is where it's official bracket. You're trying to win a challenge here.
Yep.
So I'm going to take Florida to get to the Final Four. That's what I had in last night's bracket submission. I'm going with the same theory this morning because I think there's a decent chance Illinois could beat Houston. But I think Florida's path to get there, whether it's Vanderbilt or Nebraska, I think Florida's toughest game could come in the second round against Iowa, just because of the style. And I think Florida gets here and has a good chance to get back to the Final Four. So
it's that Illinois-Houston game. Why, you don't know who's coming out of that. So
no idea.
It's tough to pick them to the Final Four.
There you go. All right. As we reset here, before we get to the other side of the bracket, I see a lot of bracket shaming going on right now in the chat. Remember,
what is with the
official
bracket
rule.
shaming?
The official rule, okay? There may be chalk, but that's okay. It's our bracket. We can do what we want. There's no bracket shaming here at Southeastern 16.
I've got a 7 seed in the Elite 8. What are you guys talking about?
They're talking about mine. Mine's very chalk. So, but that's okay. I'm trying to win a challenge here.
I'm trying to win here. Yeah.
Trying to win a challenge. This is for keeps. I play for keeps here. All right. Let's quickly tell you about our sponsors. And Collar, A-N-D, collar.com. Yes. I know you're not shaming, Daryl. I'm just joking with you. You guys aren't shaming. We're having fun here. And Collar, A-N-D, collar.com. Performance menswear brand. They invented the Workleisure. Pants. Nobody's wearing pants in March. What are we talking about? But if you do want to wear some pants at some point, you can buy them over at And Collar. Suits, button-ups, quarter zips, polos, they got it all. Head over there, check it out, and use our code SEC16 for 16% off over at And Collar. And check out our friends at ROKFORM, ROKFORM.com, the world's strongest magnetic phone case, extreme protection, super strong magnets, rock lock, secure mounting, SEC25, 25% off over at ROKFORM. Great phone case accessories, golf accessories, all that. Check it out. And check out Icon Wallets, officially licensed collegiate wallets. Great stuff over there, the premium Napa leather with the 3 interchangeable university icons, and get 20% off using our code SEC16 over at Icon Wallets. ZILKER belts, got great belts over there, and our favorite, the dog leashes and all that stuff. Check that out over at ZILKER belts and use our code Southeastern16 for 25% off over there. Okay, back to the bracket we go, to the right side.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Here we go. Arizona. You got Long Island or Arizona?
Not too far from Long Island's campus, but
yeah,
Arizona.
All right. Villanova and Utah State. Here's a game that I put more attention into than I thought I would, but
I am normally a religious fade the Mountain West and March team or type of guy. But I'm going against it this year. I'm picking the Aggies from Utah State.
All right. Here you go. Here's an opportunity. 5-12, Wisconsin High Point.
I was very close. But I just think Nick Boyd, too good of a point guard. John Blackwell, too good of a two guard. I'm going Wisconsin.
Okay. Arkansas and Hawaii, the 4-13.
We both liked Arkansas here. I'm sticking with the Hogs.
What about BYU and Texas now, the 6-11?
There's another upset on the board. I'm taking the Longhorns to beat BYU without Saunders.
All right. The Zags and Kennesaw State is the 3-14.
I'm going to go Zags here.
Okay. Miami and Missouri, the 7-10. This might spoil some of our prediction video from yesterday if you haven't watched it, but let's see if Max has changed his mind, though, for the official bracket.
Whoever wins this game, I think is going to give Purdue a heck of a game. Whoever wins this, I think it's going to be tight. I'm going Miami and Jai Lucas here in round 1.
All right. Purdue and Queens, the 2-15.
I'm going to go Purdue.
Okay. Back up to the top, we've got Arizona versus Utah State.
This is where the Aggies run comes to an end. I'm going Arizona.
Okay. What about Arkansas and Wisconsin? A 4-5 here.
Why did they put these two teams together? I wanted to take both of them on a run. It hurts me that I'm not taking both of them on a run. I gotta pick someone. I'm going Arkansas.
Okay. What about the Zags in Texas?
This one has been keeping me up at night. This one right here. I'm going Zags,
It should.
and I'm not confident in it.
All right. Now, this one may be keeping you up at night, given the fact that you and I yesterday were exchanging texts, and we're both sold on the idea of maybe getting Miami to the Elite Eight. Will it happen here? Purdue and Miami, the 2-7.
See, the thing is if I liked Gonzaga more, if they had Braden Huff, I'd be fine with taking Miami here and then taking the Zags farther. But I don't love the Zags. I think they get a tight game in the old rivalry from BYU, or Texas gives them a close game. So I don't feel great about picking the Zags deal to the Elite Eight. So I got to go Purdue here. Brutal.
Ooh, you don't like that. Yeah, I can tell. Okay. All right. So, Arizona and Arkansas. By the way, if these were the matchups we get in the Sweet 16, this would be the best Sweet 16, I think, of any region.
Yeah. And similar, I'm playing bracket strategy here. All right. Because I don't like Zags or Purdue to go to the Final Four, it means I have to have the winner of Arizona Arkansas go to the Final Four.
Right.
I love this Arkansas team. I don't think they can defend well enough to get to a Final Four, so I'm going Arizona.
Okay, and then you got the Zags or Purdue playing Arizona.
And similar to the left side, where it's UCLA, UConn, Michigan State, and I just feel terrible about it. Same thing here with Zags, Miami or Missouri, Purdue, even Texas or BYU. I just don't know who's coming out of it, so I'm just going to take the chalk, go Purdue, and then take Arizona to go to the Final Four, and I've got 3 1 seeds in the Final Four already.
Wow. Well, that sounds thrilling. Man. All right. My turn. Here we go.
All right.
Hold on. Where are we at here? Okay. Here we go. Arizona advances.
And then you've got Arizona playing Villanova or Utah State.
I'm the same way. I'm like, I always fade the Mountain West. The more I look at this matchup, I'm picking Utah State. Surprise.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, High Point, the 5-12.
So here's the thing, is that I do have the Northern Iowa over St. John's pick. My confidence in that is not very high. But I do, and I also went Vanderbilt over McNeese in the official bracket. I had convinced myself yesterday I was picking every 12 seed. Okay? So I've got to pick one somewhere. And as you're going to see, I've changed my mind on another game. So therefore, because of what I know I'm going to do in the next round, I'm going to pick Wisconsin. All right. On to the next one.
All right. Wisconsin plays Arkansas or Hawaii.
Arkansas fans, I hope you're ready for what I'm about to say here. Okay? This is my... Should I say it or should I not say it?
You should say it. It's March Madness.
This is my lock of the first round. Okay? Over at FanDuel, I don't think there is a number I'm more excited about than the one I have with Arkansas. And I don't even care what it gets to. I really like this matchup for Arkansas on paper. So, Hawaii wins. I will head to the island and just send my apologies. So,
I like it. All right. Then you've got 6 BYU against the play-in winner from last night, the Longhorns.
Disgusting. I don't know what to do with this game. I had Texas in my bracket last night, but I'm going to be honest with you. I cannot. I don't think I can trust Texas right now. Maybe that's just the way the game ended. I know they won. It was just, I don't know. But here's the thing. As you're going to see, it doesn't really matter. I'm picking BYU.
Okay. BYU's going to play the Zags or Kennesaw.
Yeah. The Zags.
All right, down the last 2 games of the West, you've got the 7 Miami, the 10 Missouri.
I'm sticking with Miami, as was my choice yesterday in our video.
And then does Queens pull it off, Coach Leonard?
Yeah, they may, but not in my bracket. Give me Purdue on this one.
All right.
Oh, this is just...
And we're up to the top. We got Arizona against Utah State from the Mountain West.
This is brutal. Arizona. Not much thought on this one.
And then the dreaded Wisconsin-Arkansas matchup that's got everybody torn.
Well, as I said, the Wisconsin high point has me torn a little bit, so therefore I'm going to do the thing, and I'm going to advance Arkansas because I have more confidence in Arkansas winning than I do Wisconsin beating High Point. So that is my methodology here.
We are aligned on the top half of the West. Down to the bottom, BYU, the 6 against Zags, the 3, the old WCC rivalry.
Zags.
Oh, okay. The Zags play the 7 Miami or the 2 Purdue.
I want to do this, but I'm not going to. I'm picking Purdue. So,
all right.
Sorry.
And we've got the same West Sweet 16 teams here. You got Arizona, the 1 against the 4 Arkansas.
I've got Arizona advancing.
Arizona's going to play the 3 Zags or the 2 Purdue.
Because I'm more concerned about Purdue's road, I am actually going to do something that I don't see a lot of people doing right now, and that is picking Gonzaga to go to the Elite Eight. So I think the Zags, if I'm looking at the Zags path right here, I don't really hate this much at all, unless you get Debanza, which is possible. If there's a Debanza, I'm probably going to pick BYU to get to the Elite Eight over Purdue, which may be a terrible idea, but I'm going to take the Zags
all right, so
here.
Then you got Arizona and the Zags for your Elite Eight.
Arizona.
And we have the same final
3
4.
ones. Here we go. So far, we got the same. And we did not discuss this, folks, like at all.
No.
And I have not changed my picks. I've got the screenshot right here to prove it. These are the picks I made last night on pretty much all the ones to get beyond the Sweet 16. I've changed a few on the first round, but this is where we are. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It's a brutal bracket. Like it's
we'll
tough.
have some extra thoughts after. But yes, it is a brutal bracket.
Tough. So.
All right, down to the last region.
Oh, here we go. Whew, okay. Michigan over Howard. What do you think?
Michigan. But Howard looks good.
Keep an eye on that one. Georgia, St. Louis. Have you changed your mind on this one?
Selection Sunday, we were on Georgia. And sometimes with the 8-9s, you just got to go with your gut. Sticking with Georgia.
All right. Here we go. Texas Tech and Akron, the 5-12. What do you think?
I think this is the hottest 5-12. It's the shortest spread of any 5, 4, 3, whatever upset you want to pick. And I'm going with 0-12 seeds to win this year. I'm going T-Tech.
All right. Well, Big Baller Brett and Alabama fans in the chat. I probably don't have to tell you that Max has an upset pick somewhere, and it's the 4-13 with Alabama and Hofstra.
It's March Madness.
Yeah,
you gotta pick at least one big time upset. I've got UCLA making a run, and then my big first round upset. I didn't pick a 12. I didn't pick a 14. I'm going with the 13 here, Hofstra. They got great guard play, and they just so happen to catch a team that has a very important guard that will be not playing. So, going to call my shot there. Take a chance on Hofstra.
All right, Tennessee or Miami, Ohio, or SMU?
I don't really care who wins the game between Miami, Ohio, SMU. I'm taking Tennessee.
Virginia or Wright State? You have any thought to that one?
Similar to Michigan State, North Dakota State, I haven't even given this a lick of thought, which is kind of scary, but I'm going Virginia.
Okay. What about Kentucky and Santa Clara? Any changes on this one, perhaps?
Santa Clara is giving me David Roddy, Colorado State flashbacks. And I picked Colorado State, and then Michigan beat them, and I'm like, never doing that again when it's a mid-major team that has just like one elite player. I'm going Kentucky.
Any thought to Iowa State and TSU? Someone else had TSU in the chat, I think. Someone had Tennessee
Nolan
State with the
Smith,
upset.
first-year head coach.
Yeah.
He's got the boys playing well. I'm going Iowa State.
Yeah. All right, to the top. We got Michigan and Georgia.
Hey, Georgia can beat anyone if Cannon Catchings is making 7 threes and they're shooting the lights out. I'm going Michigan, though.
Texas Tech, Hofstra. Does the run continue?
This is an area. This is where I think I'm going to gain some points on some bracket pools if Texas Tech is to get past Akron. if this happens, I don't think many people are going to have an injured T-Tech winning 2 games, and that's how it shakes out for my picks.
Okay. What about Tennessee and Virginia?
This one was tough. This is very, Tennessee, Virginia, and Iowa State, I feel like are different versions of the same team. So I don't know, but I just watched Virginia and Unyenso block a million shots against Boozer. I fear about a Tennessee drought. I'm going Virginia.
Iowa State, Kentucky.
I have a stat that works against Iowa State, so I am game for an Iowa State upset, but at the same time, they've got a guy that shoots 50% from 3 and made 130 of them. I'm going Iowa State.
Okay. What about Michigan and Texas Tech?
And Texas Tech is always game in a tournament to have Atwell and Anderson combined for 15 threes. But without JT Toppin, I'm going Michigan. This is kind of where my bracket gets messed up. If Toppin was healthy, I'm taking Texas Tech to the Final Four. But with the Toppin injury, it ruins that for me, so I'm going Michigan.
Okay. Iowa State and Virginia. Boy, there's a game.
If it's Iowa State, Virginia, if it's Iowa State, Tennessee, even Kentucky, they're better defensively than they are offensively. All 4 of these teams, I just feel like are very similar stylistically, and I don't love that. But I'm going to go Iowa State.
All right, Michigan or Iowa State.
And then I did not think I was going to do this.
Please tell me you're not going to do what I think you're going to do, because you're going to steal my thunder here. Oh my gosh. You're going to do this. Okay.
I'm going all 4 1 seeds back.
Oh my gosh. You got to be kidding me right now. Oh.
I'm going Michigan, Arizona, Duke, Florida. Not because I like all 4 1 seeds, but because I think their 2, 3 seeds and stuff are just disasters. So when I'm trying to win the bracket pool, probably Duke, maybe Michigan with some injuries to key players. Maybe they drop, but I feel confident in getting 3 out of 4 Final Four. And I didn't think I was going to end up here, but I did.
Oh, man. We've got to stop. This is just, man. Okay. I'm not even going to spoil it, but you can probably tell what we're heading towards. This is incredible. Okay. Where am I at? Let's get to, I don't even know where I am right now.
All right.
Michigan
okay. Beats Howard, and they play Georgia or St. Louis.
Georgia.
Sticking with Georgia. All right. We both got the Bulldogs. All right. Texas Tech, the 5 against the 12 Akron.
We do way too many shows together, because I'm going to use the same method. The same exact formula is what I did last night as I'm going through this bracket. I picked Akron. In every other scenario, I'm going to pick Texas Tech, and it's disgusting. It's a disgusting choice.
That is a disgusting one. 4 Alabama against 13 Hofstra.
I'm going Alabama. I'm not picking the upset.
All right. 6 Tennessee against the play-in Miami, Ohio, and SMU.
I got the Vols. Bigly.
All right. Virginia, the 3, Wright State, 14.
Give me the Cavs of Virginia.
Kentucky, Santa Clara, 7-10.
I'm going to stick with Kentucky. I think that, there's a little bit more I like about Kentucky since we did the preview yesterday, so I'm going to pick the Cats.
And then Iowa State, Tennessee State, 2-15.
Keep an eye on the Tigers of Tennessee State, but I'm going to pick Iowa State.
All right, we got
look at this.
Michigan, Georgia.
Look at this 1 through 8 here. Great.
Yep. Chalky.
Tremendous. Michigan.
All right, Texas Tech banged up. Alabama down a key piece. 5-4. Someone's got to move on.
Someone has to advance in this game, and these are 2 teams. This is one of the matchups that's probably given me the most issues here. And, I know what everybody's saying about Alabama, and I feel like Alabama's going to be faded a little bit in some of these bracket challenges based on that. But, we're talking about 2 teams that are going to put up some threes. I'm going to pick Alabama. Honestly, when I did my bracket last night, I picked Texas Tech, but I'm going to pick Alabama just to be a little bit different than you on this one.
Alabama beats Texas Tech. All right, and then we're down to Another SEC team catching an ACC team. Tennessee the 6, Virginia the 3.
Yep, and this is another spot where our bracket's going to differ because I'm going to pick Tennessee. When I look at that one too, I think it's the kind of matchup can play into Tennessee's advantage. And yes, I'm well aware that I just picked Tennessee as a 6 seed who has numerous offensive droughts to the Sweet 16, but I don't really like this part of the bracket down here. I think this part of the bracket is just, it's tough. So
yeah, 7 Kentucky, 2 Iowa State.
This is another one where I'm just like,
yeah,
I don't love this for Iowa State, to be honest with you. And I know we've seen all the comments about, well, Iowa State's done this and that and all that. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. There's still something about Iowa State I don't completely trust, but I'm going to pick them here in this game.
All right. So we've got a Sweet 16 of Tennessee and Iowa State and Michigan and Alabama.
Yeah, Bull Gator. Tennessee, no way. Yeah, it's really improbable to pick a 6 seed to the Sweet 16. My goodness, Bull Gator. Come on, Bull Gator. We gave you the rules earlier. No bracket shaming here. We expect better from the Gators. I'm just messing with you. I got Michigan.
Alabama. He's going Michigan.
Because I'll give you my reasoning. Is I feel more confident in Michigan getting here than Alabama versus just the chaos that could happen in here. So there you go. I'm picking Michigan.
And then Tennessee the 6 against 2 Iowa State.
Yeah, I may have taken Tennessee a step too far here, but Iowa State is going to be the choice.
All right. And then it sets up Michigan, Iowa State.
I did absolutely everything I could to find a way to get a non-1 seed in the spot, and that was going to be either Iowa State. I thought about taking either Texas Tech or Alabama over Michigan. I just couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it either.
I got the same. I think everybody's going to be fading the chalk this year, okay? Yep. Everybody's going to be fading the ones because it happened last year, and everybody's saying, well, it can't happen again. Sure it could. Absolutely it could. So I'm picking all the ones in the spot, knowing that, like you said, I feel pretty good at least one of these teams gets dropped somewhere. Yep. Maybe probably even early. Like maybe even pretty early on, like second round potentially.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely, close your ears. I think it's more likely for maybe Duke or Florida versus an Arizona or Michigan, just based on the matchup. Best case scenario, could you see it? Yes. But I just there was not enough here to push back on that. So
yeah, I mean, do it. TCU, Ohio State could give Duke a great game. Georgia could hit a million threes. Yeah. Iowa, Clemson, 2 good coaches in Power 5 leagues. I think Villanova, Utah State's probably the weakest 8-9 setup. But it's less like I don't want to pick Duke to the Final Four. I can't pick UConn, Michigan State, or UCLA. Mm-hmm. And then it's the same thing with the Midwest. I don't want to pick Michigan without LJ Case in the Final Four, but
yeah,
I think Iowa State could lose to Kentucky. I think they could lose to Tennessee or Virginia. And Michigan just happens to get a 5 seed without an All-American and a 4 seed without a key offensive player. It's like, okay, well, just the way it sets up,
I
can't not pick them.
Well, look, Crizzle, I think this goes beyond the game theory here. Like, part of it is winning a bracket challenge, but the other part, I think, that has really become more of my focus is I just don't know how to pick the other teams. Like, there's just not enough, I think, to feel confident about picking the opposition to these teams. And I think that's probably my biggest issue right now when I went through this bracket last night and actually tried to fill one out, going game by game, breaking it down, is because I just don't have – all these other teams have given us a lot of reasons to doubt them, right? We both picked UConn to go out in the second round. They're a 2 seed. So it's like, again, Iowa State I don't trust necessarily in that part of the bracket. I could see Kentucky beating them. I could see Virginia beating them. Like, I don't love the matchup with Tennessee necessarily for the Vols, but I just I think it's more about that. Is these teams have been the best teams over the long haul.
Yep.
And even with a couple injuries, I don't. It's about the draw. It's the path. And I just don't.
It's even like Florida against Houston.
Yeah.
Houston, I don't know if I trust them to
That's the
get through
thing.
a tough, like a
Yeah.
tight St. Mary's A&M game second round, and then you got
Yeah.
to play probably Illinois, who's got the number
Yeah.
2 offense in the country, and then you got to play probably Florida. Like there's not an easy
No.
game there for Houston. You got to take them to win tough games.
Yeah. I know. So
All
there you
right,
go.
so we're down to the Final Four.
Yeah, we both have the Final Four here. So what are your Final Four picks?
So I think Florida has the easier path than Duke, and Duke doesn't have a point guard. Well,
Mm-hmm.
they do have Caden Boozer, but Caleb Foster, really important to this team. They probably lose another game or two this season if they didn't have Caleb Foster. And just because I like the rematch against Vandy, or I like a matchup against Nebraska. And then, like I said, just with Houston's path, how hard I think Houston's path is, even though it's in Houston, I still think it's a hard path. I think it's more likely that Duke drops early than Florida drops early, so I'm going Florida in the championship game. And then on the right side, the winner of the West and the Midwest, Arizona and Michigan, I like both of their paths, but I think without LJ Kaysen, not enough spark off the bench, I'm going to go Arizona against Florida for the rematch, just like I had in my gut bracket selection Sunday night. And I am going with Arizona to beat Florida in the national championship game. Wildcats, Tommy Lloyd, cut down the nets.
All right. Let's see. How do we get to mine here? Where we go? There we go. All right. So, believe it or not, the same. I think Florida has the best path to get to the Final Four. That's exactly what I have on my notes right here. Like, it's absurd. But I don't trust Duke to get out of the East because I think, as we said, there's too much potential chaos. I picked Northern Iowa to beat St. John's. I could see St. John's beating Duke in the Sweet 16. So if, let's say, things hold according to form in the East, I don't think Duke gets out of the East. I think if you get more of the higher seeds advancing, and by higher, I mean the 1, 2s, 3s, 4, all that, I think Duke's in trouble.
Yep, I agree.
Florida's path is better, and I think for Florida, to me, it really comes down to if they get the rematch with Vanderbilt, my interest will be piqued there. But if they get past that one, I just, like I said, I don't trust the Houston-Illinois game enough to where I'm going to feel confident picking either one of those. So I'm going to pick Florida, the revenge tour, to get back to the national championship. And what do you know? I'm going to pick Arizona, who I think is the best team in college basketball, and I'm also going to pick the Wildcats to.
We got the same Final Four and the same championship game and the same champion.
You know what? I mean, listen, you and I, we talk about basketball every single day. I don't think this should be a huge surprise that we both have the same sort of somewhat similar bracket. We did pick different upsets in the first round, so that is going to be something to think about. So, yes, there you have it.
All right. Yeah, that's not how I thought. When I went into Selection Sunday before the bracket came out, I was not of the opinion that I was going to take all 4 1 seeds. I just was not. And I still am not of that opinion. I still think a 1 seed goes down. But I think when I'm trying to win a bracket pool, I think by picking all 4 1 seeds, I think I'm getting 3 out of 4. Yeah. I think that gives me a good chance to be in a position to win a bracket pool.
Yep.
And if I wanted to go pure chaos, I would probably pick UCLA. I'll give I think that East region's the region where teams could go down. But I'm trying to win here.
Yeah, if I had to make one swap in terms of like one of the regions, I would probably pick Houston over Florida. But I'm not as confident as I was before in Houston beating Illinois, and I think Illinois' path to get to Houston is a little better than I thought it was initially. So who knows, man?
The Florida-Houston conversation. Me and my roommate went back and forth for like a solid 30 minutes on this game last night. Houston is going to go through a 5-6 minute scoring drought.
Oh yeah.
They were down by 15 to Arizona. They will last year in the Final Four to Duke. They were down by like 15 in the Final Four. They will go down by double digits, but then they'll cause a drought of their own to Florida. Kingston Flemings will hit a shot. Emmanuel Sharp will hit back-to-back threes. Tugler hits a crazy and one, and it's a 2-point game with 3 minutes left. It's in Houston. And who do you want dribbling the ball up the court, getting you a bucket? Do you want Xavier Lee and Boogie Fland, or do you want Kingston Flemings, Emmanuel Sharp, and Milo Zuzan?
Mm-hmm.
In that scenario, I'm like, there's gonna be sweat dripping off my face for that game. Oh, yeah. But I'm going with Florida.
Yep. So there you have it. I don't know. All right, there's our bracket picks. As Dougie says here, people, it's March Madness. Anything can happen. So we've seen all the wise stats in the chat and all this other stuff. And again, it's our bracket. Go fill out your own. And guess what? You can fill out your own and join our bracket challenge. If you think our bracket stinks, which many of you seem to think it does, then guess what? Come on. Let's go. How about we have a little challenge here over at ESPN on the bracket challenge? But come on, don't just talk it in the chat. Fill out a bracket. Here's a link for you guys if you want to do that. So check it out. And, a lot of fun stuff there. We appreciate Holly's kind words here. It says, my bracket has improved drastically after I started watching Southeastern 16. Much more knowledgeable of teams outside of our conference. So you can have it both ways here. You can get some of our insight on some of these teams. You can also just completely fade our picks and win cash. So there you have it. So what do you know?
What was it, 2 years ago? If I picked FAU and San Diego State in the Final Four and San Diego State in the championship game on Wednesday before the tournament started, you would be calling an insane asylum and checking me into it, and then I would have won every bracket pool. So no bracket shaming. Yeah.
What do you think about the Chuck and Dickie V commentary last
night?
My
gosh, probably the worst broadcast I've ever heard in my whole life. That was absolutely terrible. Sorry, guys. Legend, you're a legend, Dickie V, but that was bad.
Yeah. It was interesting. Poor
Brian Anderson. There was one scenario where it was like an out-of-bounds call that was like a big out-of-bounds call. It got like switched, or I think it was Texas's like first challenge or something, and it ended up being a jump ball, and it was like a confusing situation that you needed a little bit of clarity from the broadcast crew, and they're just rambling on about some conversation from 6 minutes ago. It's like, guys, we're all over the place.
Yeah. Interesting. All right.
Give me some onions. Give me some early onions from Raft.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember who the games are that Raft has. But yeah, it should be interesting.
Some early onions.
Okay, let's get to a couple other things here. We might have some fun with a couple. I mean, we may go a few more minutes because it's what else are we going to do? It's Wednesday, the day before the NCAA tournament officially begins. By the way, Justin, our longest running member here. I had to make sure we started this. Justin says that I hate Vanderbilt and says that I told the committee to seed Vanderbilt lower so I could pick against them. Now, Justin, you are our longest running member at Southeastern 16. You've got to know that there's a game I'm playing here that I've played many times before. This is like you're playing a certain hand here that I am trying, just as I've done with other SEC teams in the past, to find ways to guarantee your squad a win. All right? And so sometimes you have to do that for certain teams. And I am trying to help you out here. Okay? So keep that in mind, Justin. It's always a deeper
I've talked myself into picking all one seeds is actually the contrarian play here. It's actually the contrarian
that's probably
play.
So. Yeah.
Because since it was all chalk last year, everyone's just like, it's March Madness, it won't be all chalk. It won't happen. Yeah. But what if it does? Then you're like the only person in your bracket that has all 4 ones. And you're looking like a genius.
The same people who are saying that all ones can't get back to the Final Four, the same people who said that UMBC can never beat Virginia, that Purdue can never lose to Fairleigh Dickinson, and all this. Like, it's just, again, you can say whatever you want. Like, there's probabilities in your favor. But this is why it's the best tournament in the world. Like, yeah, come on. So
worse than Bill Walton. Bill Walton and worse don't belong in the same sentence.
Come on, Hunt.
Absolute legend. Conference of Champions.
Absolute legend. But look, Vandy, we already addressed this, Vandy Dandy here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we said Vandy got hosed as a 5 seed. We addressed that already. Like, of course they did. But I also think Arkansas got a little hosed as a 4 in the West, getting stuck with Wisconsin and Arizona. So Just how it works. All right.
So what's your biggest upset
questions.
you have? Like,
Northern Iowa.
I think your biggest first round upset's Northern Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's your biggest Elite Eight upset? Do you have a non top 5 seed in the Elite Eight, or is your Elite Eight?
Nope.
Your Elite
I
Eight's
think
all
I've
top
got.
5s.
Hold on. I have. No, my Elite Eight is Duke, Michigan State, Arizona, Gonzaga, Florida, Houston, Michigan, Iowa State. I've got about
So
as
3.
clean cut of Elite Eight as it gets.
A 3 is your lowest.
Sure.
Yep. What about Sweet 16? What's your lowest seed in the Sweet 16?
Probably. Ooh, hold on.
I think you have 6 with Tennessee at least.
Maybe Tennessee, honestly. Yeah, it's Tennessee as the 6. No, wait, UCLA as the 7.
UCLA has a 7. Okay, so no, you got some upset in there.
Again, I don't love this one. I think this is a tough bracket. One of the tougher ones I can remember in recent years. But
yeah, this is definitely one of the toughest brackets.
Then again, I mean, people had Arizona winning the national title as the 2 seed. They had Virginia winning the national title as a 1 seed, and Purdue as a 1. So there's no such thing.
The JT Toppin injury just crushes me because I would totally have them in the Final Four if JT Toppin was. Oh, Mikel Brown is out. He's announced out. South Florida.
Now listen, hold on a second. If that is official, I get the right to change my pick to South Florida. Okay? I get the right, Max Barr, to change my pick because I was factoring in him playing when I picked Louisville. So that is one change I will make on my bracket here officially.
The Bulls.
I will pick the Bulls
Can't be
now
denied.
To advance. But no, it's not cheating, Frank. Hang on a second, Frank.
Frank, get him.
It's not cheating at all. Absolutely not. Not cheating. Not
conspiracy.
Cheating, it's not a conspiracy. So, not a conspiracy. It doesn't really matter. I don't have either one of them advancing past the second round. So, yeah, whatever.
You South Florida, baby. All right, I like that.
All right.
I like that.
I'm in on USF now to win 1 game, maybe more.
I like it.
It's March.
I like it.
Okay. What about your first round lock? I told you mine. It was Arkansas over Hawaii.
Oh yeah, that's ATS, right?
I mean, what's the number now on that one? I don't even care what it is.
I think it's 15.5.
Yeah, give me Arkansas.
That's your lock?
It's a high number, and I know it is, but I'm telling you, that's one that. By the way, Louisville, South Florida is down to 4.5.
Down to 4.5? Yeah, it's happening. I think my first round lock is UCLA over UCF. I am not a big UCF guy, and I think UCLA is going to have the best guards on the floor. If UCF wins, I'm burning my bracket, and we're waiting for next year.
I'm trying to see if there's any others that catch my attention on here, just from a.
I also feel very confident about Utah State over Villanova.
That's a good one. I like that one too. I like it a lot more than I did initially. I didn't realize St. John's Northern Iowa was down to 9.5 here.
Oh, it's down to 9?
Ooh.
It's been sitting at 10 and 11 all week.
That's what I like to see.
Oh, the Panthers.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I don't love a lot of these numbers as I'm looking at them. So it's a high number, but I just telling you, man, we both talked about that Arkansas game on paper. I just think it's a bad matchup for Hawaii, but you never know. It's the NCAA tournament. We can say whatever, and yeah. Holly asks, what potential matchup are you most excited to watch? So, I mean, we did some of those yesterday, and I guess if you had to pick, like, at any round of the tournament, I mean, we could go with the easy ones of the Final Four. If our Final Four played out, you'd have 3 rematches for Florida. You'd have Houston in the Elite Eight, and then from last year, then you'd have the 2 rematches with Duke and then Arizona. So if that played out, that would be one to consider. But
I think Wisconsin, Arkansas, 2 of the best offenses in the country. Not a lot of defense.
Yep. So.
And it's contrasting offenses. It's extremely high 3-point rates against really efficient guards and mid-range and lobs and stuff like that. So I can't wait for like the offensive matchups. Wisconsin, Arkansas, Texas Tech, Akron first round with the 3-point rates. Like those are the fun games in March.
Yeah. Yep, that is the case. So, all right. What else have we got here? I think that's it. Any other questions, comments we have in the chat? I don't think so. All right.
Maybe UCLA UConn too. That game I will be in a stance for that whole game from tip. I will be in a stance, slapping the floor. The team needs you. You're a part of the team for a game like that.
Okay. There you go, guys. Our official bracket picks, and
join the pool.
Check it out. So, yeah, it should be a lot of fun. See who wins the pool and all that good stuff. And as always, someone will get marched starting tomorrow, and all of our brackets will be in shambles. But
yes,
that's the fun of it, and we, of course, will be covering it all here at Southeastern 16. Lots of thoughts and reaction. Of course, all the prediction videos up for the games we know already. We'll do something for Florida and Tennessee's matchups once we know their opponents coming up. And, yeah, lots more stuff here as we get into the start of
One
things.
more sleep, folks.
So, there you go. All right. We appreciate you guys. Hit the like button and subscribe button. Turn on your notifications so you know when we go live to react to these games here over the next little bit. And, yeah, check out all of our prediction videos on the channel. More prediction videos to come. We've got some ideas we're going to do on there. So, yeah, we appreciate you guys watching, as always. And, yeah, as Brian says, put the money where your bracket is. Go enter the challenge right now. We'll drop the link one more time in the chat so that you can enter, fill out your bracket, and all that good stuff. And actually, it'd be helpful if I gave you the right link, I think. Up to 50 people plus, it looks like so far in the bracket challenge. So
all right,
we're getting on up there. So, yes, we appreciate you guys. Thanks again. And, yeah, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to do that. All right, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Southeastern 16 presented by FanDuel.